Hey everybody, it's Alexis. I am back with a brand new video. Happy Monday as always. Thank you for being here. Today I am talking about some questions, frequently like FAQs, questions about creating, manifesting your ideal relationship and the ideal version of your person. Before I get started, like always, you guys, the links for booking one-on-one coaching with me are in the box below. The links for booking hypnosis are in the box below. If you do not see something on my online calendar that works for you, or if you do not see availability, please email us directly at sessions@createyourfuture.co. Put in the subject line, scheduling with Alexis, and we can get you sorted for something in your time zone, wherever you are, so you can talk to me about your scenario, okay? So I did a success story last week. Today I'm talking about frequently asked questions, and I'm actually going to pull from comments that have been written on previous videos and use them as ways to give an analogy about what's going on when you're creating your SP, what's happening with them, who are they, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So, but like I really want to do a refresher for everybody on what you're focusing on is what you're telling your reality you're creating, and who you choose to be at the basis of what you are consciously creating is what will inevitably play out. Okay. So that is in regards to if you are manifesting and creating love and connection with someone, or if you're manifesting for a body change, weight loss, or let's say you are manifesting to be rich, super successful, having money come in effortlessly, or you're just receiving abundance. Who you are being and who you think yourself into being and who you choose you are is 70% of getting it going and staying on track, especially with a specific person. Now, I can tell from the questions that I'm going to pull from, there is a theme that is still existing in comments and in people, which I fully understand, and I'm here to clear it up, about over focusing on someone else and not focusing enough on self. Now, over focusing on something or someone outside of you and using your focus to create that, reiterate that, and think that, and talk about it to yourself and have an inner conversation with yourself about that person is how most of us, if not all of us, have been trained to be up until you wake up to this kind of information. If you go on your phone, if you look on Amazon, if you look on Instagram, if you look on Google, you will most likely see advertisements, information get you to give up your power and focus on something outside of yourself, and therefore create a negative story of self. Now, this has been happening for a very long time for all of us, okay? So what you do not want to do is bring that same paradigm into conscious creating and still negating yourself and being who you want to be in the scenario. Now, most people that are watching this video, most people that watch my content want to be loved, prioritized, chosen, even though I really, really feel you guys, this idea of being chosen, it's been overused and overworked in the manifestation communities. So I don't even necessarily like it because not everything is about being chosen. Okay. Meaning that why you're not being chosen is not necessarily about not being chosen. It could be about other things. Now, why is that? It's because your subconscious mind has assumptions, beliefs, and ideas. It has a story about you and a story about what happens in love and relationships. And it might not be about being chosen. Okay. If you've watched most of my content and videos, I do not have a cookie cutter approach, i.e., think a bunch of things, walk around acting like you're the only one in existence, and then bam, it happens. No. Okay. Your scenario and your issues, what's stopping you from being loved and adored, prioritized, wanted, receiving the love, your issues are particular to you, your mind, your lineage, what you've experienced, your parents, all of them. Okay. So most people, though, are wanting some idea of that. So if you want to be the one who is loved and adored, prioritized, receiving love, receiving kisses, receiving exos, receiving intimacy, having it happen, who do you need to be? You need to be the one receiving it. I'm going to say that again. You need to be the one receiving it. And as you focus on, I am the one receiving love, I am the one receiving being adored, I'm receiving the version of them, etc., you will then be able to create and affirm who you want them to be. What you do not want to do, and this is where the conscious creation of people, versions, etc., in the stratosphere of what we see as the energy of reality has been a big confusing topic, okay? Is that you do not want to over focus on someone in a way. What you're usually doing, what people are usually doing when they over focus on someone, they're just bringing what they've always done to consciously creating the relationship. Okay. That's it. You're just doing what you've always done. Now, it tends to be a bit looking for your validation, looking for your fulfillment, looking for your happiness in somebody else, which is also another thing we've all been trained to do. But the answer and the solution is to do none of that. Okay. You have to recreate the story of who you're being. Like I said, this video is going to be FAQs. I'm going to pull from comments on videos and things like that. But just a reminder, you guys, there is not an overnight quick fix to recreating self and therefore recreating or manifesting, creating the ideal relationship with your SP. Okay. It takes a lot of focus to be the version of you who is different, who is loved, who is adored, who is loved, who is adored, who is wanted, who love is working out for this time. Okay. And most people go through a lot of hoops and things like this to finally just be the one who can sustain love. Okay. All right. Because there were just some really, really good comments. And then I have one about career. I thought, why not? You know, I have a similar answer for these things. Now I want to say, okay, I cannot give, like I say in every video, even though people still write comments, I'm not going to be giving like coaching answers when I pull these comments. I'm sorry, you guys, I just don't do that in videos. That's why I'm a coach and I have one-on-one sessions, but I will use the comments as analogies to see what you could change within your mind. Okay. All right. So I had a video that was called Manifest Your Engagement, Success Story with Alexis. And Steven Spencer, 528. Hey, Steven Spencer, I like your photo. I like your photo. It looks like you're a woodsman. Is that true? Let me know. Okay. Super cute like photo on the video. Okay. He has written, why try manifesting your SP if all they do is disrespect you? You do everything for everyone and doesn't do anything for her, but nothing. More and more disrespect. After a while, it's heartbreaking. We all deserve to be treated with respect, honesty, and sees us. I think he's meaning we all deserve to have everyone treat us with respect and to see us for the wonderful beings that we are. And Stephen, I couldn't agree with you more. Now, the mistake that is being made here, Stephen, is you're over focusing on her in a negative way, because where your focus goes is what you're creating. Now, the more that you're also trying to do for her, I'm getting the idea that you're doing things for her and it's not being appreciated. Now, my answer is you got to stop doing a lot of things and start thinking differently. And you need to start being the man who is respected, seen, and loved and adored for being a giving person in relationships. What you do not want to do, you guys, is walk around reality and be thinking like, I'm a giving person. Nobody gives to me. I do everything for everyone. I'm not receiving XYZ. I'm such a giver. I'm such a this, because of X, Y, and Z, I'm such a giver. And I really do not want, to tell people to stop doing self-development practices. But a lot of people get this idea of being an over-giver because of things like astrology, things like the Enneagram, things like, there's some other ones. Personality tests, right? Oh, I am this. So then you walk around with this inner dialogue that's who you are. And it doesn't need to define you, you guys. You only want to do things that uphold a positive self-concept with you. That includes coaching, intuitives, and psychics, okay? So back to Stephen. What you don't want to do is carry around this idea that doesn't even come from her. I could, really bet here, Stephen, that this is something that has happened before. Am I right? Am I wrong? Okay. But what you don't want to do, you guys, is walk around thinking that what's happening with your person is therefore dictating your self-concept. You want to take it as information, say, oh my gosh, this is so not what I want. I feel like I'm doing so much. It's not being reciprocated. I feel like I'm giving so much to her or him, but they're just not seeing me. And it's like the more I do, the less they do for me. That's a common scenario. The answer is for Stephen, Samantha, it's another S name. Sarah, whoever is out there, you guys, you got to stop associating to yourself in this way. And you have to start telling yourself, number one, that you are respected and valued, and that you, as you give, you receive a whole different scenario of self. Because I understand the frustration. If you are manifesting for someone and you have decided this is my person, this is what I want, and you're not getting the reciprocity in return, you want to practice being the one who is loved and adored and receiving things from other people. Do you see how that would be an inner dialogue, feeling and thinking differently? What you do not want to do is be doing affirmations for her, like, you know, she loves me, she's calling me, and then be doing things and then be caught in this paradigm of a lack of respect. Okay. And you have to associate to yourself being the one who is respected, bottom line. Now, that means that you have to have the new thought and the new association to self in this scenario of being respected. That's who you need to choose you are with your thoughts, your feelings, and your inner place and space and your affirmations. I am respected. I do respect myself. I am a man that is respected, loved, and adored. I am receiving so much in all of my relationships. I am receiving love and respect because I am the man who is respected. I can tell in this comment, there is a inkling of I'm not so respected. We don't want that. You know, I might be offering coaching advice in these comments, but I can't help it. Okay. So I'm going against what I said. Okay. Anyways, so you guys, this would be, though, it's true. If let's say, like I said, my other examples, if you're manifesting for a change in your body, weight loss, you would need to start thinking and being the person with your inner dialogue, the way that you're thinking, which is therefore, who are you being, which is therefore creating your reality. I am the one who is fit, healthy, hot, and sexy. I love my body. I love being so healthy. I love being so hot. That's who I am. What do most people do? They engage in some sort of a system, whether it's an exercise routine, a nutrition routine. All of these things are great, but they're thinking when it works, then I will feel this way. Okay. Or they make the mistake of thinking that, oh, it's the nutrition. Oh, it's the fitness that makes me change. It's really who you're choosing to be and your idea and your belief and your connection to the system and deciding that works for me. Therefore, I'm on the right track. This is my year to be super sexy, super healthy and hot. And I am healthy, lean, sexy, and hot. Do you see? You have to claim with I am statement who I am. I am this now. Same thing would be if you are creating millions, riches, wealth, thousands, hundreds, doesn't matter what it is, you can pick one. Okay. What you don't want to do is walk around still like, oh yeah, nothing happens for me with money. I never have enough money, blah, blah, blah. No, I am the one that receives money. I am the one who gets more and more for all of my wants and needs. I am the one provided for. I am the one who receives the abundance. I'm the one that gets to get rich. I'm the one who's wealthy. I am. And if you have not yet had that in life, then it's going to be a jump, right? But the I am, who you're being, you guys, is the place that most people don't want to look at. What most people want to do is blame other people, be victimized by the reality, talk about what is she doing, blah, blah, blah. Now, it doesn't mean you can't talk about other people. That's a moral issue. It's a personal issue. It's just that you don't want to make it a negative thing about you. Like something could be happening and you could talk about it, but you can't make it a negative you. Like, oh, he's doing this and she's doing that. Therefore, nothing is happening for me. So there's no point. I'm always alone. I'm so lonely. This is so horrible. Here I am alone, lonely again. No, you just want to say, oh, I'm expressing that this person did this and that. Doesn't change my view of me. I'm in a great place. I'm seeing everything happen for me. I am figuring this out and they're figuring it out too. Okay. So Stephen, coming back to you, you got to change your own personal story about respect And that will ease up the heartbreak. Okay. If you keep on thinking that your heart is breaking, all you are doing is telling your heart and telling your soul, telling you that this is heartbreaking. You want to accept some sort of responsibility for this scenario. Because again, like I said in the beginning of this video, where your focus goes, this is what you're creating, you guys. It does not need to be this overcomplicated, nobody has free will, nothing is real analogy. It just like that's another way to look at it. I've said that in other videos, but pragmatically speaking, where your focus goes, where you're putting yourself is what you create. You don't even need to know that. You don't even need to know. There's a lot of people on the face of the planet who don't know the things I talk about in videos, and they create wonderful relationships. They manifest the house they've always wanted by their focus and where they direct themselves during the day. Okay. Now you can tell where you're focusing if you feel bad, because your feeling tells you that your thoughts and your purview in your mind, your association to whatever is going on, is in a negative place. Okay. This does take practice, but it does not need to be something uber complicated. That's what I'm here for. I went through my years of making this so complicated until I figured out, wait a minute, who am I being? Who am I choosing I am? What am I influencing my reality with? What's the energy? What's going on with me? How am I feeling? How am I thinking? How am I feeling? How am I thinking? And then you boil it down to mental diet, and bam, we have a master plan for everything. Is it easy? Is it effortless? I don't really think so, because learning how to do this is the opposite of all the things you've ever done. And it's not like creation is difficult, but most people that come to this have done it the hard way, and they're just used to imprinting that on new practices. So anyways, you guys can do this. Okay. I wish that I had heard, definitive information about a mental diet and really how to get a hold of your thoughts years ago. So that's the other thing. Remember, it's the thoughts that you're thinking. It's like you don't even need to know. We're in a rainy day here, you guys, and we're having a little bit of humidity, so it's like my hair's all over the place. When I do a video, I'm talking to myself, like I'm looking at myself. So I don't look at another screen because that would be weird. Like I wouldn't know where I'm looking. So it just makes it a little bit interesting. But you don't even need to know all of the information about this. You just need to know my thoughts create. Where my focus goes is what I'm creating, and who I choose to be, who I decide to be, reigns supreme. Okay. Okay, Stephen. So I intend, and I am focusing that you are getting some help out of me answering your question, and I'm moving on to the next one. Okay. All right. Looking for one that I feel like I can answer quickly. I've got a bunch of these here. Oh, here we go. You know what? This is one about career, which, I'm not sure if I answer this in another video. I tend to sort of forget, but you know what? I'm going to give it a go because I'm finding it again. And let's just talk about it. Okay. So I had a video that was called She Manifested Her Ex Back. And this is from Everyday Jamie. Super cute name. I would love to manifest the perfect job for me. I've been through so many. None fulfilled me. Corrections officer, EMT, EMS dispatcher, licensed massage therapist, patient care tech, dialysis tech, home health aide, CNA, security officer, armed security officer, security supervisor, dietary aide, general manager, waitress. It keeps going, you guys. This is great. Sold vacuums, Bath and Body Works associate, etc. None have filled me 100%. Now I'm on YouTube and I enjoy it, but can't do fully what I want. I would just love to manifest the perfect job that I love. I'm 45. Time is running out. Okay. Now, Jamie, time is not running out. Let's say you're 45. Okay. So that means, like, let's say, unless unforeseen circumstances, let's say 55, 65, 75, 85. Let's say you live till you're 95. You got 50 more years. So time is not running out. We do not want that to be an underlying story, and that's already part of the problem I see. You do not want to think time is running out. This also relates to relationships. If you are manifesting for marriage or you are manifesting for pregnancy, you do not want to, you guys, do your creation manifestation practice according to what the collective consciousness, society, And the 3D reality says needs to be happening. Because that's like saying, I'm not at the right place. I'm not at the right time. I have to hurry up. When you begin to hurry things up, we start to create and manifest out of anxiety. And that is not the answer. So you, number one, have to accept and decide you're at the perfect place. You're at the perfect age to find the perfect career, and that you are finding something you're passionate with, and that you can do this the way that you want. Okay. I think it's wonderful, Jamie, that you have tried so many things, that you've gone out, you've done a plethora of things. I mean, Alexis, have had 2 major careers, and I've always felt like that was a lot because a lot of people just pick one. You are amazing. Let me count here. Just written down from the comment, you have written down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And then you wrote etc. Okay. So you obviously are multifaceted. And I can tell in those vocations, you like to help people. Like, it's kind of part of your calling. Okay. So you have to decide that you are finding and affirming, I am finding my perfect job. I have the perfect vocation. I love what I do. It's all happening at the perfect time for me. And I am at the best place at 45 to do this now. Okay. So I see a lot of the same timeline talk, like I already said a couple minutes ago, people trying to manifest pregnancy, manifest marriage. They're hitting their 40s and it's like a downhill slope. Some people say this when they hit their 30s. It's a downhill slope. It's never going to happen. Alexis, I'm approaching this age. Okay. And you guys can tell me I'm approaching this age, and I'm not going to agree with you in session and be like, you know what, you are approaching that age. Let's get it going. No. I want you to decide you're at the perfect place. It's happening for you, and you love where you're at, and it's the perfect time. Look at it like this. You have no other option. Okay. You can also always decide you're aging in reverse and everything's always happening, and that it's happening at the perfect time for you. The aging in reverse thing might help, but you guys got to decide that you love where you're at and that it's only offering opportunities. And Jamie, you could decide and affirm that I've done everything. So therefore I'm finding a new thing that's even better. And I'm finding that one thing. Now, the other thing I want to say about career is you probably know what that one thing is that you want to do. You might be afraid of it. It might have a lot of fear. You might think that you can do it. Okay. You can't do it. What I want you to do is think that you can do it. Having an I can do attitude. Those of you who have watched a lot of my videos or who have known me for a number of years, you might know that I have a son who's 3. We have decided in our household, well, I have mainly decided, therefore I projected that we are an I can do household. And just recently he said he couldn't do something. And I said, no, let's figure out that you can do it. And I said, I want to hear I can do it. And he said, I can do it. Okay. So we all need that. We got to have an I can do attitude. Meaning you can do what you want to do. Jamie, you can do what you want to do. Maybe you've never heard that. Maybe you heard you couldn't do what you want to do. And that's why you went to all these things. But your story is wonderful. What you've done is so great. I mean, look at all these things you've done professionally. You have quite the skill set, but you need to start thinking that you do. Okay. Be your biggest supporter. All right. Be your own cheerleader, essentially. But again, that's really, I think that's enough, you guys, to pull from my comments. I'm not seeing a lot here that's really like gripping me. And I think as I'm saying that, I'm almost 100% positive I hadn't talked about the comment from Jamie in another video, because I would have remembered rattling off that all those careers. Okay. There was a comment that got sent to me. It might've been a mistake because we get comments sent to us coaches from our support team. Funny how the one thing I wanted when I came to your channel got further away, not closer. What did I do wrong? That is usually symptomatic of you are letting go and releasing and purging out the old story when you focus on what you want. Okay. So a lot of times too, people come to the channel, to my videos, and this was that question. I think it might've been JMB F9Z, because, the create your reality information, it often gets people at first all topsy-turvy, and you got to press through that. Okay. It's like the purge or the releasing, the letting go. It's like when I've talked in other videos about the different realities. A lot of times when you focus on the new story, things don't line up exactly how you would have thought they would, because it's not your job to be in charge of the how of how it comes together. It's your job to stick to it happening. So if you can relate to this question that was sent to me, it's like, oh, I began creating my reality. I began creating my relationship. And then it looks like it went downhill. That's only because you're letting go of the old story, the old version of you. Either way, you want to stick to it. Okay. Thoughts creating and thoughts being things. It's not something that's only talked about here in my videos or on the channel. It is a fact of life. Okay. There have been so many studies done about this, that your thoughts, that they affect and that they create. If you can just hone in on that and the focus idea that I talked about in this video, you would be unstoppable. Okay. People are often tripped up by things, again, outside of them, things people are saying, things people have said, things people have told them, circumstances that have happened, right? Our minds are very good at replaying the past, because that's what our mind is geared to do. It keeps you in safety by replaying the past. So yeah, don't give up, keep going. Make it like a make or break it. You know, you don't want to give in to, oh, things got a little worse for a little while. We want to say, oh no, that means that it's all coming together. Okay. I've had so many clients over the years, you guys, that have been like, they begin doing this kind of practice. They begin changing the story of them, changing the story of the person. All of a sudden something happens. It's like, Alexis, I need an emergency session, because like, why is everything like going downhill? And I always say, we're not going to look at it like that. We're not going to give our thoughts into what's happening. That's 9/10 of this. You're going to still be saying and still be affirming and still be moving through it. And then you will realize like a week later, like, oh, that thing that I thought that everything was going downhill was actually everything going uphill. Okay. The answer is you guys, though, is you, right? The answer is not in information and people and what are they doing outside of us. It's in choosing the experience, bringing the focus into who am I thinking I am and who am I being? What are my thoughts of me? Therefore, what am I creating who I am during the day? And then that projects and creates into reality. Okay. All right, you guys. So I think that's been a little bit of a lengthy video. At least I felt like it was. If you are in a place where the weather is changing, you're getting fall weather and it's like snowy or rainy where you are, live it up. I love this time of year. Okay. And I'm wishing everyone the best today and for the rest of the week. I will see you in my next video. Remember how awesome and amazing you are, and that you can be, have, or do. You can create exactly who you want to be, but the only one that can do it is you, loves. All right. Mwah. See you soon. Happy fall. Bye.